Hey guys, it's Laurel. Today is Saturday, May 16th, and this is Quilt Tube number 3. If you are a new subscriber to me, welcome back. Thank you for subscribing. I would like to just explain the whole Quilt Tube because a lot of you probably subscribed thinking it was only cross stitch. I do separate my cross stitch and my quilting videos. So if you're a cross stitcher, don't unsubscribe. The next video coming up will be a cross stitch video, but I have been trying to separate my quilting because not everybody who cross stitches loves quilting. So I do my quilting videos separate, and this is the third one of those. So everything in today's video will be quilting. So if you are just interested in cross stitch, just move on to the next floss tube video and I will see you in the next cross stitch video. If you, however, have an interest in quilting or think you might at some point, I'd love for you to stick around. I have a lot to show you today in my quilting world. So life has been busy. I've had lots of stuff going on. As I said in the last video, I've been on a couple retreats. My niece got married, which consumed a lot of my sewing time. And now that all that is done, I am so excited to get back in here and start doing some stuff that are on the for me list. So I'm going to show you some of that today, along with a couple photos of the finished quilts that I have gifted. So what I want to start with first is let's start with, I want to show you the blocks that I'm making for my Socialites quilt. I'm doing Socialites 3 by Fat Quarter Shop with Jim, Stitch and Jim. We kind of stitched Socialites 2 together. We tried to encourage each other and we didn't really hold each other responsible enough, I guess. So we got through it, but we're going to do better this time. Jim is on point. Jim has done every one of her blocks on the day that she says. Me, I'm playing catch up. So in the last video, I think I just had one block to show you. I think I'm up to, let's see, I've done 7 now. So this is the one I showed you in the last video. I am doing the 6-inch version, and I'm using batik. So that is the first one. I don't think I showed you this one. I really like that one. I think that's a really, really nice block. That was fun to put together. None of them have been hard. They've all been easy. I am watching Fat Quarter Shop's videos every week. And I did see this morning that Gina Tell is doing the 3-inch blocks, and she is doing videos every week for the 3-inch blocks, if you're interested in that. This one, I came in here one night, and in the pattern directions, this calls for, I think, all the colored pieces to be different colors, but I just picked one batik and just used it in all the spaces. So I mean, it is pretty. I think it probably would have been prettier had I done at least 2 colors, but it will look good in the quilt. I kind of laid them out this morning in the display, in the beginnings of the layout that I want to use, and it looks really cute. This one was fun. This block is a little bit small. I don't know. I think maybe when I was trimming it up, I did something weird. It may still be salvageable, or I may have to remake it. I'm not sure. But it's okay. If I have to remake it, I can just make that into a project bag or something. This is probably my favorite block that I've made so far. There's some fuzzy on there, sorry. This is the little strawberry block. I could do a whole quilt in this. I just think it's so cute. Wow, there's a lot of fuzz on here. Sorry, guys. I just think it's so, so, so cute. And every week on Fat Quarter Shop, she shows some people off of the internet that are sewing along, she will show some of their blocks. This is the one I made this morning. This is the most recent block. I think it's number 13 maybe. So I'm trying to do the ones, you know, as they come up and then add in some of the past ones that I've missed. So I'm 6 blocks behind at this point, but that's okay because I'll get caught up. And again, I'll show you, sorry for the reach. This is the layout that I'm going to do instead of fat quarter shops. These are not their blocks. This is just a picture that I found, and I kind of cut it up and taped together to make it be what I want it to be. So, which these are cool blocks. Some of them I want to actually back into and see if I can make, but this is the layout of how I want mine to look, my socialites. Okay, so next, let's talk about, I just found the pattern this morning. Let's talk about my layer cake quilt. So I guess in both of the last 2 videos, I had shown my progress on this. It is Layer Cake Shuffle. Layer Cake Shuffle. It is a shortcut quilt by Fat Quarter Shop. This is a free pattern on their site. I have a lot of layer cakes. This is all layer cakes right here. I love pre-cuts. Love, love, love pre-cuts. So I used a layer cake, and I do not remember the name of it. It's an older one. I've had it for a while. It is by Sweetwater. It is a Valentine line, and I have it completed. I thought at one point I would maybe do a border around this, but I don't think I will. I think that I will quilt it as is and put a binding on it and be done. I do want to go in and find a Sweetwater print to use as the backing instead of just using a plain solid. So I'm very excited to have this one done. It's really pretty. It's like a lap size. It finishes at 48.5 by 56.5. And I like that size because I can quilt that here on my domestic machine and not have to send that out for long arming, unless I decide to do some crazy design, but I think I'm just going to do a wave pattern on it. Okay, next I want to talk about, and I'm going to insert these pictures in because I do not have the quilts any longer. They've been gifted. The first quilt that I want to talk about is the memory quilt. It is a quilt that I made for a friend of my daughter's. She's a friend of the family. She lost her grandpa, and she brought me some of his shirts, and I made a quilt for her. I think she's going to give it to her, or was going to give it to her grandma on Mother's Day, so she should already have that. I'll put some pictures in of some of the details. I did a simple 4-patch design using Kona white and the shirts that I was given. I put those together with no sashing in between, and it created kind of a diagonal look. I knew when I first got these shirts that I wanted to use the cuffs in some way. So I pulled the cuffs off of 2 of the shirts, buttoned them together, and stitched them onto one of the corners after it came back quilted. Now I will say I made a mistake that I have never made before. When the quilt got back from the quilter, I pulled it out of the box. A friend had come over. I was going to pull it out and start on my binding, and as it was laying there on the table, I looked over and I noticed one of the 4 patches was flipped. The quilt had already been quilted. I have never, ever, ever done that before. If I have found the mistake, it has been before the quilting phase, and I have been able to just pull the seams out and fix it. if I have made a mistake after a quilt has been quilted, this is the only time I've ever noticed it, but it was very, very obvious. But it worked out because what I wound up doing is I took the pocket off of one of his shirts. I made it into an applique heart and I placed it over that spot on the quilt. And I think that she wound up really liking that detail. And it just adds a little bit more to the memory factor of that. So I was very, very excited to have that done, to be able to give that to her so she could pass it on for whatever she intended to do with it. And I'm upset that it took me so long, but I'm glad that I was able to get that finished and move on. I have a habit of procrastinating and causing myself way too much grief. So speaking of procrastinating, my niece got married and I waited till 3 weeks before her wedding to start her wedding quilt. I had the fabric, I had the pattern. I don't know what my problem was, but I put it off and put it off, and I wound up working on this at quilt camp. It is a quilt by Thimble Blossoms. It is called Idlewise. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it is absolutely beautiful. For the top, the blues and the whites that I used are from the fabric line blueprint. There is a little bit extra of this, and I will be using that for some project bags for me because I absolutely love this line. I was able to get all of the blocks pieced at quilt camp when I went, which is a 4-day event that we go to. So I was able to get all the blocks pieced, and then after I came home, I took a week to put the blocks all together, put the border on it. I sent it out to my long armor, and they have like a 3 or 4 day turnaround. I mean, they're super, super, super fast. So I'm going to insert a picture. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the quilting pattern that I got is a rose print, and I just think it turned out really well. Now, when I was at camp, a friend of mine, she does a lot of really neat stuff, Renee does, with selvages off of fabric scraps. So she always goes around at quilt camp to all the ladies that are there, and she gathers any selvages that they don't want, which is where they print all the colors used in the line, and they'll put the line of the fabric, and sometimes they have a little phrase on there. Well, this one just happened to say blueprint on it. On the selvage, it says something old, something new, something borrowed, everything blue. She noticed that. I didn't even notice it. And she was like, you have to put this on the quilt somewhere. So I put that on the back in the corner just as a little keepsake for them. Not that they would forget that it was their wedding quilt, but I just thought it was really neat that it had that verbiage on there. So we took the quilt to the wedding. I finished the binding the afternoon of the Saturday prior to the day of the wedding, which was that Sunday, the next day. So we took the quilt, dropped it off on the quilt table. The wedding was beautiful. It was lovely. Then they left the following day for their honeymoon. So it was a week before they came back and opened their presents. But she messaged me. She loves it. She thought it was beautiful. So I'm glad that she was pleased with it. And it's nice to have that one knocked off the list. I have done a wedding quilt for all of my nieces and nephews that have gotten married. The one for my niece was a Judy Martin. It was a purple snail's trail. And then, let's see who got married next. My nephew got married, so I made him and his wife it was a really quick pattern. It was from I'm thinking, was it a jelly roll or a layer cake? It was a jelly roll. And that was done with Kafe. It was super pretty. When it was done, I was like, oh, this is a really pretty quilt. My nephew got married, and I did a red, white, and blue quilt for him. Him and his wife picked out the pattern and told me pick whatever colors. So I love red, white, and blue. If I'm ever have any doubt or question, I default to red, white, and blue. And so I made this quilt for them. I wound up actually rebuying that fabric line so that I could eventually one day make that quilt for me. And then my other niece got married. My other nieces got married. I made her a quilt out of Fat Quarter Shop's, I think it was the Fat Quarters by the Dozen book. It was one of their pre-cut books, and it turned out really good. And then this one for this past niece. So I have a nephew still left to get married on one side. Excuse me. I have another nephew who has a longtime girlfriend. I don't know if they'll ever get married. And then that will finish off nieces and nephews for wedding quilts. So then we'll have to see as the great nieces and nephews come along, how we do with quilts for those. But very exciting to have those done. I think it's really nice for them to have that. And I don't know that they even realize, but it's more than just a quilt. I mean, the time spent on that quilt is time spent in prayer for their marriage and for their life together. And I just really like that I'm able to do that for them. Next, what I want to do is I have a lot of haul to show you, and I have a couple quilt shops that I want to talk about. And then we will briefly talk about plants. I want to start first with a gift. When we were at quilt camp, my friend Renee was making some little bags, and she had one of our mutual friends that she was going to make one for, and she wound up making some for a couple of us there at camp because we were oohing and ahhing over them. But this is my little bag that she made for me. She put the little motor ribbon on the edges, and she just whipped this up like nothing, just like so. This is a great little bag to keep, pins or binding clips or anything like that. But I love it. It has little strawberries on it. It's so cute. So cute. And I love the color of the zipper. Oh, she's so good. So good. Okay. I have a large stack of haul over here because it's been like 2 months since I did a quilting video. I did not do one last month because life was just too busy and I just couldn't get it done. So I have quite a few things to show you. So first, I did get another issue of American Patchwork and Quilting. I haven't looked through it all the way. It actually wasn't even open until I pulled it out of the stack, but I flipped through it real fast, and we need to talk about this quilt. I love this. Look how pretty that is. I would love to do Kim Deal fabrics in this quilt. Which, if you watch me before, you know I'm obsessed with Kim Deal. I have a little bit of an obsession, and that's okay. I was able to get this. This was on sale somewhere. Who did I get this from? I don't remember. I'm sorry. But this is This Kiss quilt by Jen Kingwell. It's the foundation papers. I saw a Instagram post where she had posted the finished quilt of this, and I knew instantly I was going to need to get some of this. I love foundation paper. I love it. I love it. I love it. I took my machine over to one of the local quilt shops to have it serviced after quilt camp. And so while I was there, I did some shopping. just kind of browsing around. I didn't want to go crazy and spend too much money. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I didn't want to go crazy and spend too much money because, again, I've got a lot of stuff in here and I'm just running out of room. But I was browsing around and I saw this, which I had not seen before. So I looked this up. You can get half rectangle, half square triangles, and I think there's something else that this company makes. I looked them up right here, and they have a decent amount of foundation paper. I did see Fat Quarter Shop does sell this. I got this at Studio Stitch, which is local here to me, but I'm sure this is available lots of places. And I don't know how long this has been out because I feel like I catch wind of all the new paper piecing and I just totally missed that. Just completely, totally missed it. Next, I want to show you what I got from my So Kind of Wonderful quilt club. So in this club, you pay a monthly fee and you get 3 free patterns every month. I have to say I was super impressed with them this time because there was a pattern correction in one of the patterns and they sent me an email with a link to the corrected pattern, which I thought was pretty cool. So this is the one, Anti-Iris. So cute, so cute. And then since it's been 2 months, I have 6 patterns to show you. I think these are the ones I got this month. Curvy bow tie. And this is the ruler. It uses the Wonder Curve ruler. They have a lot of rulers. Love their rulers. Love them. This is called Metro Lattice. Another great pattern. I love the blues. Love the blues. This one I saw a social media post. They were, I don't know if they were releasing it or this was for a quilt show somewhere first, but it has been released now. I want to do this yesterday. Checkers and Chains. Love that color palette. Love that design. I'm a little bit obsessed with this one. It's going to be hard to finish up some stuff before I start that one because I just love it so much. I got Metro Hoops. So pretty. So pretty. Chick Picnic. Picnic. Chick Picnic or Chic Picnic. I can't even talk. And okay. Oh, that's just one. It's just thicker than I thought. I got Posh Santa. Really cute. I love them. I have so many of their patterns now. So many. How many quilts have I made? How many am I going to make? A whole bunch. A whole bunch. And then a new friend of mine, Doreen, I went to her cross stitch retreat not long ago, and she has been doing, if you follow her, she has been posting a lot of mini quilts that she's been making. I commented on one of them and she told me who the designer was, and I instantly went and searched her out and bought one of her books. I may have some of her books already, I'm not sure, but I didn't have this one, and as soon as I saw it, I did a little gasp because I need to make this quilt on the front. It's so pretty. The author is Kathleen Tracy, and this is called A Prairie Journey, Small Quilts That Celebrate the Pioneer Spirit. Look at that. Oh, I love it. This is the back. You can see some of the other patterns overlap that one too. But oh, there's just simply not enough time for all the things that I want to make. There's just not enough time at all. What I want to do now is all right, let me do this first. Okay, I'm going to show you what I bought, and then I'm going to talk about the two fantastic quilt shops I have visited. While I was at my local quilting shop, I also bought a little charm square of the blueprint line. Just because I needed it. I had pre-ordered this as soon as I saw it, and it has since come in. Sorry for the crinkling. This is a kit for this quilt. I love Jo Wecker. Love her. Jo Wecker Frisch. Everything she does, I want. But it came with the panel and the fabric to do the top. So that won't take very long. That should be, you know, a quick little weekend project. I just don't know which weekend that will be. I bought some yardage online. Not because I needed it, just because I wanted it. So I had gone on Fat Quarter Shop and went to their clearance fabric. And I saw this print. I don't know why I needed it, but I just did. It was just on a silly whim, but I now own some fabric with animal on it. I love the Muppets growing up. It was just my favorite thing ever. Loved them. So I feel like I need a bag or something made out of this. I don't know what it will be, but I needed it. And since I was ordering that, they had this blue stripe that I thought I would get maybe to do the backing on some either cross-stitch finishing or maybe little bags or something. I'm not sure, but I have a lot of patriotic things going on. This may work for some, but I can't. The white on here is kind of a weird cream. It almost has a little bit of green tint. So I just have to see, but you just can't have enough red, white, and blue, in my opinion. You just can't. I got a charm pack of that same Sew America line by Jo Wecker Frisch. There's her name. These are the prints that are in it. And then when I went to my local shop, they had some yardage of that same line. So I bought a little bit. I think I need to go back and buy some more. I mean, Americana paper dolls. Can anything be any cuter than this? Look at those pajamas. I'm telling you, I could, at this point in my life, I could buy no more fabric but Jo Wecker Frisch and be perfectly happy. Well, her and Kim Deal. Kim Deal has me too. And then I bought this from, I think I got this from Missouri Star. I was with a friend and we were watching some cross-stitch videos and somebody had a bag made out of this, and I was like, I stopped right then, snapped a picture of it, or maybe not snapped a picture, but Googled it, and I got some of this. Look, this is Stonehenge America 250 stamps navy multi is what it shows on the packaging. Here is an item number. That's a Missouri Star. Right here, I don't know if you can look it up by that number or not if you're interested. But I came home and I talked to a friend of mine and we started talking about all the things we wanted to make with it. So, order some more. There's a bird outside my window just a talking. Just a singing. And then I've been looking at this line for a while. I really, really like it, but I don't know that I would love to have like a half-yard bundle or something of it, but again, room is an issue for me. So I just bought a little charm pack of it. This is Paper Hamlet by Kathy Holden. I think I did somewhere. I may have bought some yardage of this one, the bird. Oh, I think it's in what I'm about to show you. It was at one of the stores that we went to. Okay. All right, sorry for any crinkling right there. So now let's talk about the stores I went to. I went on a little trip with a friend of mine to West Virginia. We live in North Carolina. We went to the very tip top of West Virginia. We knew that there was one quilt store we were going to stop at that she'd been to multiple times and told me that I was just going to lose my mind when I got there, which I did. But on the way there, we just happened upon seeing this sign of a shop, and she was like, "You want to stop?" And I said, "Well, if we have time, absolutely." So she took the exit and we went, and we found this great little place. It is called the Quiltery. It is in Fairfield, Virginia. Let's see if I can fold this up where you could see instead of me trying to repost everything. This is their information. Just fold my receipt up. This is a fantastic little shop. If you are ever in that area, super nice. Just this little bitty building, and when you go in, they have so much stuff. So much stuff. So, along with all the other, hobbies that I have, I also love to do jigsaw puzzles. Absolutely love them. I love when they make quilts into, pictures of quilts into jigsaw puzzles. They had this one there, and I was like, well, I'm gonna need to have that because it has my favorite things: Americana, quilts, puzzles. So this one may get started this weekend. I don't know. We'll have to see. I have big plans for my weekend. Lots of stuff. All right. So I didn't do too bad in this shop, but they had some little scrap wool bags. So I got, this has some blues and grays, some dark, some navy maybe. I got this pattern. I had said in the last video, or maybe the one before that, I talked about how I have this wool applique project. I picked this big ginormous as my first project. Haven't put the first stitch in it yet, but I felt like I needed to go ahead and buy this pattern. I didn't buy any wool for it, but just the pattern. But isn't that darling? This is by Threads That Bind. It's called Picking Poppies. I just love it. It winds up being, it was finished onto a 20 by 20 pillow form. Oh, lovely. Okay, so that's all I bought there. Is that right? Yes. Then we went to the next stop, which was Patchwork Plus, and this is in Dayton, Virginia. I'm going to do the same thing with this and just fold this up. If you are ever close to this shop and you are a quilter, you are truly missing out if you do not stop there. We have plans. We are going to grab the husband, so we're going to go there again at some point. But this is the shop, Patchwork Plus. That is their information. Again, lovely, lovely people. Amazing shop. Just amazing. 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 So while we were there, I bought a kit. Starry Chorus. they had this sample hanging. As soon as you walked in the door, I was not in the door 5 minutes before I had this in my hand. And what did it for me, this is all batiks, which I love. But look at this batik right here. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Look at all those yummy batiks. So that would be, this would be a good one to take to quilt camp, because I could knock that out at quilt camp. It's not overly complicated. It's just that star pattern and then just strips. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And then I love these little mini charm packs. Behind these things right here are a gazillion mini charm packs. But I got Noah's Ark because I know that it's like a nursery print, but it's Noah's Ark. I would like to make a little project bag for a cross stitch project that I have. I got this panel. This is by Fancy That Design Company, and this is the Things Above panel. Sorry, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to try to, oh, I don't need to take it out. Right there is what it looks like. I love this. What am I going to do with it, you say? Well, I just don't know. But I have it, and I can decide later. Now, I bought some yardage, so I'm just going to flash them up really quickly. Anytime we are anywhere and there's any form of newsprint fabric, I have to have it. This is J. Wecker. This is from her Press On line. Love that a lot. This is by Free Spirit. Let's see if it will tell me anymore. It will not. That's all I got. Free Spirit. Love, 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 love. This is out of that same line. Oh, this is Eclectic Elements. So this is Tim Holtz. These are Tim Holtz fabrics. Look at that. Sorry, upside down. Isn't that cool? Oh, love this. Oh, wish I'd have gotten more of that. This one is a Moda print Farmstead by Stacy Issue. Can never say her name right. Look at this. Isn't that cute? Little milk bottles. Adorable. And I think I just got half yards of all these. This is another Eclectic Elements. Let me open this one up a little bit. I thought this was really cool. I hadn't seen this one. Looks blueprinty. Isn't that cool? Very snazzy. This one is a bit out of character for me, but it just talked to me. This is again Tim Holtz. I really like his fabric also. Look. Oh, it's just so neat. It's just so neat. I know, it's a problem, I know. And then this is really cool also. Tim Holtz. I guess it's directional. Oh wait. Oh, I was showing it the right way. It has the eggs and then it tells you underneath what they came from. What kind of egg they are. So neat. So neat. Okay, so that was the second store. I forgot there was a third quilt store that I went to. This one I went to with my husband when we went to market in Tennessee. I normally, when I shop with my friends, I use my wallet. When I shop with my husband, we use his wallet, and he's very generous. So hold on, and I'm gonna grab this stack. Okay. The name of this shop is Tennessee Quilts, and here is the information. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Oh, I forgot to show you this. At Patchwork Plus, they have this little club, and when you spend X amount of money, you get these little charms. So I got this charm, and this charm. And then if you, I can't remember exactly, but if you collect all the charms, there's like a day that you can come in and get, like it's a special shopping session just for the people that get all the charms. But anyway, so back to Tennessee Quilts. Really, really, really nice shop. So I went in there. We started out, when you first walk in, there's a section of panels. I love me a panel. Do I do a lot of panel quilts? Some. But do I love me a panel? Yes, I do. And they get me, and they reel me right in. So I bought some panels and I bought some yardage. I did not buy any patterns. I'm trying to do better about buying patterns because I have a ridiculous amount of patterns. If you are interested in a pattern parade, I'd love to show you one. I could probably do a whole entire video of just patterns that I love and want to do at some point someday. But I tried to not buy patterns while I was there. But so this is an American panel. I will try to love this one. This is, if it has the selvage on here, I'll try to. This just says Timeless Treasures Fabric of Soho is all that it says on there. But I'm sure they had tons of these. I'm sure if you see one that you like, I'm sure you could call the store and they may possibly still have those, because they had a really great selection of Americana panels. This one, it just had these two squares on here. I love that. These are more like pillow size. They're not really, they would be too big for bags, but they would make great pillows or the center of a quilt. You know what I mean? If you just did like a, you know the quilt I'm talking about. I can't even, the word has left me. Where you just add and add and add around the outside. They would be really good ones. Oh, I forgot about this one. This is really pretty. I like I bought anything that wasn't pretty. This. Oh. I hope that showed up okay for you. That's pretty big. I can't really back up anymore than what I am because I'll run out of room. This one is not patriotic, but I just thought it was darling. This again is just squares. It has 4 prints. Let me fold it up so I can show it to you without acting like a crazy person. This bird. We have this bird. I just love the colors and the design. They actually just had one of these hanging up, and we went and found somebody and was like, please help us find this. Look at this one. Oh, stunning. And then here's the last one. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Love them. Love them, love them. Okay, and then again, I bought some yardage. This is a Kathy Holden. I'll just go through them kind of quick. Very cool, very cool. Also love a crossword puzzle. Crossword puzzle. You can find anything on a fabric. Absolutely anything. This is art journal. This is by Jay Wecker. This is just looks like an old ledger. Very cool. And this is like a white background versus a cream. I'm not sure it's how it's coming across. This is definitely a cream. This is another art journal by Jay Wecker. I know. Are you seeing a pattern here? I can't. I have a quilt that I made. It's not quilted yet. It's just the top. But it is made from all script print and a black grunge. If I can find the pictures, I'll try to insert them here. But it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I need to get it quilted so I can hang it up on my wall in here because I love it so much. This is On Your Mark. It's a free spirit, so I do not know if this is Tim Holtz or is it Seth Apter. They're very similar in their design, so I'm not sure which one of them this is. But I love it. I haven't had these out in a little while. This is like really getting me inspired to make some stuff. This I thought was just a really nice, pretty, delicate pink. This is, it doesn't say. But again, this has some script on it. Post about Paris. I have a pink script piece that I had before that I paired with some black and white during COVID. It's the one quilting thing I made during COVID lockdown because I was just, I don't know, not with it, you know, with the whole pandemic and what, but I made one, so I really like that combination of the script and the pink and black like that. It turned out really pretty. So here's the other Kathy Holden that I have. It's not the one with the birds, it's the flowers is what I got. And if you look really close at this navy, it has script within there. Very pretty. I'm almost to the end, I promise. Oh look, shocker. More script. I do have other things in my stash, but I do love that. I got some patriotic. I don't know why I was drawn to this, but I love that print. It's just fun, very fun. This looks like Jay Wecker. Let's see if I'm right. No, this is another Tim Holtz. Just a few more. This is Jay Wecker. I'm sure this is part of Sojournal is what that's part of. Oh, this. If there's anything better than Tim Holtz and Jay Wecker and Kim Deal. I don't know what it could be unless it's patriotic. Look at that. Oh, I have the coolest patriotic quilt pattern that I have wanted to make literally for years. I've had it for years and it's so gorgeous. So gorgeous. I got some of this. It reminds me very much of, we have a friend who's an artist, and it just reminds me of how she paints. She has a really pretty, we have one of her paintings that my husband had her to paint for me, and it's just a cherished piece in our house, I have to tell you. And I got this. Look at these little birds. What will it be, you say? I just don't know, but I love this. Okay, last piece. It's the same as that other Jay Wecker. It's just in the red versus that color. So I could go on and on and on and on and on just talking about all things quilty because I love it so much. But I'm almost at an hour. I had something else I was going to do today, but it would make this like a crazy long video, so I'm not going to do that. I'll save that for next time. Again, I am so thankful for all the new viewers that I got after the last video. I hope to have a cross stitch video out in the next couple weeks, another one. But we'll see. But if you're interested and you want to get the alerts, just do like and subscribe, and you can get notifications for new videos coming out. But the next one will be cross stitch. It will be, I would say, at least a month before there's another quilting video, and I do title them separately so that you will see that it is truly a quilting video versus cross stitch. So I will see you soon, and until I do, I hope you get lots of quilting done. Bye guys.